Today we're going to be looking at the Samsung AU8000 4K Smart TV. This is supposed to be the upgraded version of the TU8000 from Samsung, also a 4K TV. So anyway, let's get right into the in-depth analysis and let you know what I think. So we just took the contents out of the box, and these are the feet that comes with the box. Here we have the soundbar brochure. It's a Samsung surround sound system. It's a minimalist soundbar, right? Looks like two speakers. Anyway, they have that brochure in there to advertise that product. So if you're interested, you can get one. And speaking of which, I do plan to do a review on that soundbar, so stay tuned. And here we have warranty information. We have a user manual that I hardly read. And the reason why is because we have this quick setup guide, which is pretty cool. It's very intuitive. Pretty much no words, it's just all pictures. Anybody can understand it. And here we have power cable. This is the North American version. And these things here that look like pi symbols, I would not throw those out. Those are actually cable management. It's a cable management system, which is pretty neat. And obviously over here we have our next gen remote. Minimal design, not a lot of keys, and hey, they even threw in a set of double AAA batteries that you can use for your remote. Okay guys, so I took the TV out of the box, I put it flat down. Now, one of the first things I've noticed about this AU8000 when you compare it to the TU8000, and just for reference, I will be doing a separate video where I'll be comparing both of these TVs. I've noticed that this is a way thinner form factor, and they're so smart because what they've done now is, I'm guessing that with the TU8000, when you install these feet, they actually go inside these holes at the bottom of the TV. But with this model, there's not really a hole. It actually goes on the side of the TV, if you see what I mean. It slides in here. And by doing that, of course, you don't need to have that much width to hold and accommodate these feet, right? So it's a pretty smart, I'm guessing, a smart kind of innovation where, just side mount these and remove that additional real estate that's needed in the width of the TV. So it's a thinner TV. So that's what I just realized. So to install these feet, you don't need any tools, no screwdrivers needed. But what you should do is note that each of these feet has pretty much a little clip that actually moves up. So this is a close-up view of it. And what you do, you just this comes up like this, and it clips in place. And you do that for each one. Now, all you have to do here, now I've noticed that these feet are not labeled left or right. So you should be able to put these on either side, and you should be okay. So what I'm gonna do, if you can see here, this is a groove here on the top. So you just slide this in till it clips in place. Push up, and that's it. It just clips in place like that. And do the same thing on the other side. This clip up here. Hear that clipping sound, and you just slide it in. Hear that clip? So it's in place, right? Now the bottom of these feet do have these little rectangular rubber feet, so you have some stability. It won't slide off it won't slide off of a slippery surface. And that's it. That's how you install the feet on this thing. So in this model, the little logo is not in the middle of the TV. It's at the side, the right hand side of the TV, and so is the manual power switch, located under the TV on the right hand side. So that's a new design. So at the back of the TV, we have two USB ports right here, which also double as 5 volt or 0.5 amp power sources. And this is your LAN port right here that is used for a wired connection back to your internet using a RJ45 type patch cable. Now most TVs, just like this, do come with built-in Wi-Fi, so I would reckon that most consumers won't be using this port, but it's still good to have it there as a backup connection to the internet, just in case you don't have a home Wi-Fi link. Here we have two HDMI ports. This is port 1 and this is port 2. This port 2 also serves as an eARC port as well, so that's good to know. And down at the bottom we have our coax input. That's where you connect your set-top box and your cable TV and whatnot. And at the back of the TV here we have our third HDMI port at the top, and this port right here is our optical output port, and that's used to connect to your surround sound system. Other things to note at the back of the TV as well, we do have our VESA mounts here if you're going to wall mount this, and right here is where you would connect your AC power cable. When you unpack your AU8000, so when you unpack your TV and you come across these two pieces of plastic that look like two pi symbols, don't throw these out, because these are actually Samsung's answer to cable management, right? This is an affordable way to manage your cables behind your TV, right? So in this example, I just have my power cable, but you may have, you know, a couple of HDMI cables connecting to your PlayStation, your Xbox, whatnot. Anyway, so I'm just going to show you how these work. So these actually clip here on the legs, right? Put them on the back like that, right? And if I was going to install my power cable, for example, right? Because what you don't want is when you have these cables installed, you don't want the cables like coming down behind the TV like that, because when you're looking at the TV from the other side, it's going to look a bit messy, right? With these wires hanging there. So the cable management, in this case, let's use the one on this side. I can then just fish the cable through cable management, clip it to the back of the TV leg like that, and that, you know, you kind of have a more of a cleaner or neater install. Like you don't see any cables hanging down. Cables are flush with the feet, right? Now, you know, on other model TVs, the feet are actually fatter, such that you can actually install these cable managers like so. So you could, I guess, install them like that on this TV. It doesn't really move around that much, so if you wanted to, you could, I guess, put them here, but it's not really that stable. So I reckon put them on the vertical leg itself, like that, and your cable management will be much better, right? More stable. So that's pretty much how you install your cable management. Now, taking a look at the sleek remote, to put the batteries in, it takes a couple of AAA batteries, but when you look at the back of this thing, there's no like obvious sign of a door. But in actual fact, this whole back is a door. So there's a little arrow here. All you do is hold down, press your thumb down on that, and then use your two thumbs to push to the right. And the whole thing just, as you can see, comes right off like that. And voila, there are your battery bays. So you just put your batteries in and slide it back on. So they have these grooves on the side, that 1, 2, 3, 4. So just line up to the grooves, right, like that. So right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 grooves. So you just line those grooves up, like so, and then you just slide it in place, like that. And your batteries are installed in your remote. Now, taking a closer look at this remote, as you can see, it's it has a minimalistic design. You do not have that, you know, traditional numeric pad. You can, you know, with one key, you can actually leverage the on-screen keypad, which we will see shortly when we turn on the unit. But just looking at the buttons here, at the top, obviously, we have our power button right here. And then this microphone button here, that's of course our voice assistant button. And there's a little hole above that, that's the microphone. So you would actually speak pretty much into that when you're using your, you know, voice assistants like Amazon Alexa or Google Voice. And then the 1, 2, 3 button, obviously, that's no surprise, that's your number button. So when you press that on the screen, we're going to see at the bottom of the TV like a strip, a number strip, and that's where you can select your numbers on the screen. So it's kind of like a virtual numeric pad on the screen of your TV. This here, of course, with all these colorful dots, that's your color button, surprise, surprise, and you can use those buttons to access additional options specific to the feature that you're using at the time on your screen, right? And of course, this is a directional button. It's not touch sensitive. It's actually an up, down, left, and right button, but it has a nice, the way it's designed ergonomically, with this nice soft circular look, which is it actually comes up above the plane of the actual remote, so you can actually feel it in the dark and stuff. So it's easy to navigate, and as you can hear, those are the clicky buttons there for the directionals, right? And then here we have our return key, and that's your multimedia key where you can start or play and pause your content. And then here, of course, we have two rocker buttons. This one with a plus and minus, that's when you're doing that to adjust your volume. And then these ones on the right hand side are there for your channel changing, right? And then down the bottom we have some fast keys. We have a Netflix button, we have an Amazon Prime Video button, and then we have our Samsung TV Plus streaming service button. So you can just press them and you get quick access to your really popular applications, right? And obviously, what's a Samsung remote without the nice cool looking Samsung logo at the bottom there. Okay, just turn it on and we're going to set this bad boy up. I can select this hello is by default, this hola. I guess it's talking to my remote. Okay, so just talk to my remote. It shows me the battery level and everything on the remote. It's pretty cool. So here you can now select, bonjour in French, hello in English, and hola. I'm going to select the default hello. And now there's two options that you can get started. You can use your smartphone, which is a quick and easy way, or we're going to go through the remote controlled step by step. So what I'm going to do for this demo, of course, is just use the remote. And then what I'm going to do is come back and just try the smartphone way and see what that looks like. So let's do the remote control. So all you need is Samsung One remote. So you simply plug in and turn on the devices that you want to control with your smart remote. Then it'll take care of the rest. So normally if I had, peripherals like, like my Nintendo Switch or my PlayStation, I'll actually hook them up. And I'm going to do that actually in a minute. And you should see them actually automatically be configured, but for the ports. And what the ports also do as well, they can determine, oh, it's a video game, so then it will actually optimize the port settings for, a video game console, for example, right? Just to maximize that performance. Anyway, so let's go on to say we got it. And do you want to connect to devices right now? It will automatically set up the devices. So right now I just say, okay, I'm good. But once you set your TV up, you can just plug your devices on the back and it will automatically configure the menu here, right? Obviously, next thing you got to do is set up your Wi-Fi connection. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I'll be back. Let me just do that right now. So we've successfully set up our wireless connection. So we're connected to the internet. Now we have to do the legal stuff. Terms and conditions and privacy policy. So I would actually recommend take your time and read this. They have a details page. Oops, sorry, go back here. Return. They have the details. You can actually view the details of these terms and conditions and global policy highlights. So if I was to click on one, for example, and view details, and this is in case you have, a lot of time on your hands, you want to read through this lovely, entertaining stuff. It's all right here, right? I can read all this stuff. But anyway, so I'm just going to close, but just letting you know it's there. And so what I would do in this case when I'm done, you can click these, you can just select and agree to the viewing of information services, or you can click and agree to the internet-based advertisements privacy notice, or you can just agree to all. I would do that in this case. And let's press OK. Now TV's checking for updates, software updates, right? Firmware updates. And we're done. Oh, so there was a new update, so it's gonna take about, and it actually tells you in green here how long it takes to install the latest update. So this is the reality. Just like with our smartphones, when they manufacture these, there's a certain version of firmware that's installed. But between when they manufacture the TV and you buy it, right, You know, there might have been several updates and iterations and improvements made to that firmware. So, as you can see here, I'm gonna download it and install it, and it gives me a nice ETA when it comes to how long it will take to install this software in green. So let's wait the 5 minutes. Once we're done, we will continue. And actually at the bottom I can actually, if I wanted to, I can say install the update later, but I have some time on my hands, so I'm going to say you go ahead and you can install the update now, so I'm going to press on that. And here you can see now in better detail the download bar. So let's wait until that's done and then we will continue once we're done. Now if you have a Samsung account, strongly recommend that you actually create one, log in. Because you get these additional features where you can download apps, you can automatically do setup configurations, you can connect with their SmartThings service as well, and of course you can register your product. And I have a tick mark there, so I think I already registered here. But what we're going to do right now is just skip this. That's just an FYI. So devices that are shown are connected to there. Yes, that's my wireless. And let's go over here to your voice services. So there are three that you can actually use right here. We have Bixby, our friend Bixby, of course. We have Amazon Alexa, and we have the Google Assistant, right? So what I will do in a separate video, I can do like how to set these up. But for now, it's good to know what services you have available right now that you can actually just configure in mere minutes and use on your TV. So we're going to skip this, go later. And here is your Amazon Prime Video. So discover a faster way to link your apps, select your favorite services below, and simply sign up or sign in using your mobile device or PC. So by default, we have the Amazon Prime Video app, but you can actually have others that you can add as well. And of course, once you're in this, once you've set your TV up, you can just simply go and go across to the application screen, and you can see a whole library. We're going to see that in a second of installed apps, and you can also configure your own custom apps. So that is a lovely 4K demo. That is a 5-second video saying that you're all set. That's really nice. That's a nice new feature that I've not seen before. So we can then start watching TV, and obviously because I'm connected to the internet, I should get Samsung streaming services. So you should see some channels coming through. And there you go. Samsung TV Plus is working. So I have instant TV, and right now it shows me that the brightness optimization is on, and the TV screen's brightness will adjust automatically as the brightness in the room changes, right? Which is good. So it optimizes your viewing experience depending on the light that's in the room. So right now I have some artificial light because I have the lights on, and the TV looks pretty nice. The screen quality is pretty nice. So let's just quickly navigate here to the settings page. So we have, of course, let me go back there again. So let's go to the settings page, and as you can see here, I went too fast, I wanted to show you. If we move across here to the settings screen, here are all of your options. We have quick settings, you have the e-manual, the different picture modes, so there's standard picture mode, standard sound mode, TV speaker, sound output mode. The game mode is currently off, but once you do hook up a game system to any of the HDMI ports, that will be enabled. And you have captions on and off and sleep timer, and then your Wi-Fi status, and then you have your color tones that you can configure. So a lot of different features here. Digital auto digital output format, and there's device care, and there's all settings. So there's a lot of additional features I'm seeing here. So this is just the e-manual. And what I like about this manual, one, it saves on trees, so you don't have to have a big thick manual that comes with the TV anymore. You can just, once you have your internet connection, you can get access to the latest guide. There's even a device care feature here now where you can optimize and diagnose the condition of your TV. You can check and clean your storage space, diagnose problems, or request technical support. So let me just see here. If I go try now, let's see what it looks like. So it's checking my device. And it's a brand new TV, so there should be no problems. So as you can see here, I have a good rating. So, and here we can go and look at managing our storage. Right, so this is the apps that I have installed, and they even show the size of the apps, right? So 26 megs for the internet, there's 3 meg for Samsung Health, Netflix, that's the familiar 45 megs, and so forth and so forth. And what comes in handy with these, I mean, if you do have memory issues, space issues, you can just come here and delete and remove apps that you don't need, right? But that's a pretty neat feature. And at the top, I forgot to show you, the top right hand corner, we have 2.23 gigs available on this. Uses 1.62, so you're looking at what? My math is a little bad, but roughly 4 gigs of storage on this. So that's pretty cool. And let's get out of there. We can do I think the self-diagnosis is what we just did. No, so right here. So you can do a picture test. Let's see what that looks like. So we're going to do a test photo. Look here for the screen for the next 5 seconds. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm looking at it for 5 seconds. Does the test picture look normal? Yeah, it look pretty normal. Okay, now, picture test complete. Next, let's do the sound test. TV speaker, yes. No, I don't hear any sound because I lowered the volume. That's better. The sound test is playing. Does the test sound normal? Yeah, it sounds pretty normal to me. Yes. Okay, close that. HDMI troubleshooting. So obviously I don't have anything hooked up. But here you can see the 3 HDMI ports, right? HDMI 1. Here's the HDMI 2, which is also an ARC port. And here's the HDMI 3. So if I wanted to diagnose, I would actually connect the device to whatever port, and then I would actually highlight one of these to do a test, right? So that's pretty self-explanatory there. Here's where we test our signal information. So this function isn't available obviously because I haven't connected to my set-top box, or I don't have an external antenna hooked up to this thing. But if I did, I can actually do a signal test to see how strong the reception is, right? Especially if it's a digital antenna. Smart Hub connection test. So let's see how good this test is. So we're going to be connecting to my Wi-Fi at home. DNS test in progress. ISP blocking test in progress. Let's go through all the tests here. Samsung server, Samsung apps. All the tests were completed successfully. You can close that. And then you can reset the Smart Hub here. And obviously the default pin is all zeros, so you can do that, and then you can reset your Smart Hub. We're going to cancel that. So by the way, remember I was talking about the remote doesn't have any number buttons, right? But here on the TV, when I press the 1, 2, 3 button on here, you'll get something like this at the bottom where you can actually see a virtual numeric pad, which is just a straight array of numbers that you can just simply select, right? Anyway, let's get out of that. Let me see, cancel. So that's that. So that's the self-diagnosis. That's all under device care. These TVs are getting smarter and smarter. There's more features that they're packing into this thing. So now the e-manual we talked about, and you pretty much see all these other features here, right? I won't go into any details. So I think the new one for me was device care. I haven't seen that before. All the others are pretty much standard, right? So this is the source. This is where you can actually see all of your connections, external connections, including any connections to your peripheral devices, like your game systems and whatnot. So if they were connected, they would be here, but right now I don't have anything connected. And what else do we have here? So here's where you go to, so here is where you see your pre-installed apps. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. 11 pre-installed apps here. But if you want to add your own apps, right, you can actually just go here to the app section right here. Click on that. And then we're going to go to our apps library. So this is similar on all the other older Samsung 4K Smart TVs. So here's where you have your editor choice, obviously YouTube, all the big ones, Disney Plus, YouTube Kids, Plex. But if you scroll down, you can see the what's new category here. We see new apps that are being developed that you can actually install on your TV. Even home IPTV apps, VLive, Media Station 10. And if you go down here, you can see this is our downloaded app. So here's where you can customize what you have on your main menu, your quick menu. And here are the by genre. So obviously you can look at apps. Video genre, right? And I have quite a few here. If I go back out, we can have sports related apps. Right, Sportsnet's there, lovely. You have UFC, you name it. And my favorite, obviously, is gaming. So we have a couple of games here. Now, these games are not like PlayStation quality, but they are fun games. So if you like a nice, simple, fun game to play, you can just come here. Let's just play one of them. Let's see. Let's look at. This one looks interesting. Rampart Heroes. Let's run that one. You're in the Caribbean Ocean, you have a fortress on your island, but enemies are trying to take it away from you. They're trying to invade your island using ships and balloons. So stop them using your cannon and protect your island. So let's install that. Let's see how long. Should we? Okay, so you have to sign into your Samsung account. But anyway, you get the picture, right? Really cool games. Have your Samsung account set up so you can just sign in and play and download these apps. You have lifestyle. Information apps like weather and stuff, right? Weather widgets. Yes, like weather, Invest Pro, right? Channel news. And then, of course, there's education, right? All fun and no play. It makes Sam a dull. All fun is not, you know what I'm trying to say. Here is the education tab. So here we have some cool content here for kids. And then you have like music and radio, apps to kill time, news and weather, smart life, content preview. So let's look at one on this one. Apps to kill time. I'm curious to see what's here. So I guess you get like Porsche TV. So if you have certain interests, and have games and stuff. So this is like a generic, I guess, tab for like apps that you can games and special content that you want to play, like like consume if you're into cars and stuff like that. And then hey, music and radio. If you have this hooked up to a really cool surround sound system, there's some really cool music and radio apps you can actually play on this thing. Sirius XM radio, for example, is a real popular one. And then hey, there's Amazon Music, so you're good to go. So that's an overview of like the menu, the apps. I think for me, one of the biggest changes I've seen on this is the fact that I have this right over here, where's the device care feature that we went through, where you can actually do self-diagnosis and whatnot. But all in all, it's a pretty cool TV. So now we've done all the boring stuff. Let's hook this up to a couple game systems and let's see what the gameplay is like. So I do know that with this TV, it does have the refresh rate that can optimize itself for gaming. So I believe it's 120 megahertz, which should be good. Much better than the standard 60 hertz that you find in cheaper TVs. And so enough chat, let's look at some gameplay. Okay, so what I have my Nintendo Switch here. So I'm just going to hook this into one of the HDMI ports on the back of the TV. I just want to see what happens if it auto detects it. Let me just go back into the main menu here. And let's go to my source page. And we have an unknown device right there. So see? So what I'm going to do is click on that. So we have unknown. So what I'm going to do is turn it on. And there you have the switch interface. Nice and clean. So now it actually detected the switch and it's now successfully being configured. So now the port is optimized for this now. As you can see, it looks really nice, really crystal clear. Now obviously with this particular model it's a 1080p output, so you're looking at 1080p right here. So let me just play a game on this thing and just see what the quality looks like. does come with the high dynamic range feature, HDR, and that's pretty much, you know, with HDR, the range of light levels is increased. I must say that the AU8000 is a pretty impressive TV for the price. I mean, it comes with a 4K crystal processor, and with that you get really great 4K quality content on your TV. So just look at this demo, for example. The rich color palette, the high contrast between blacks and whites. It's a really great TV for the price. Now, speaking of the crystal 4K processor, it actually has the capability to do 4K AI upscaling as well, which is pretty decent. AI, just in case you don't know, it stands for artificial intelligence. So, you know, they're building more and more of this intelligence into these TVs to really give you that great viewing experience. Now, shortly after this demo, I will be showing you what the gaming mode looks like. So there's a gaming mode where it takes advantage of the 120 megahertz processor, makes 4K games from those high-end consoles like your PlayStations and your Xboxes look really nice on this TV. Anyway, I will hush up for now and just let you enjoy the rest of this 4K demo. I hope you enjoyed that last video. Now, if you liked this video and you liked it, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you subscribe to my channel, I'm appreciative of that as well. So thank you very much. So listen, there's going to be a lot more content coming out this year and beyond. I plan to be doing quite a few different types of reviews. And I'm also starting to do giveaways now, finally. So that being said, happy gaming and stay safe. Bye-bye.